Morning, everyone. Today I would like to talk about the Chapter 6 regular quiz. I understand that you do not have that paper because it was kept by me at this moment. I will distribute back to you maybe tomorrow after the uniform test. But I need you to help me to do a favor, which is please, okay, take out your iPad and go to the Google Classroom, and you can find, okay, the um regular quiz, okay, in this part, this area, okay. So, which is, you can see under the topics of Chapter 6, Nutrition in Human, and you will see that the third item, it will be the Chapter 6 regular quiz. So I need you to maybe convert it into a document and save it in maybe with the good notes or a notability so that later on you can mark down the note first. So I will do the debriefing first, and later on I will return the mark the script back to you. Now, um, for today, okay, and I will also try to complete the comparison table for the Chapter 6. That means the handout one. So if you also have this, please bring along with you, and I'll see whether we have time to work on the classwork. Okay, so please ensure that you have both the classwork, the comparison table, which is this one. Okay, the comparison table, the worksheet. Okay, that I give you for you to do the revisions. Okay, the summary, and also, okay, the classwork, okay, that I distribute to you previous lessons. So if you do not have, okay, please ask the permission from the teachers to see whether you can go back the classroom to get it. If you do not, or if you cannot go back to the classroom, then in this case, please take out a single line paper to mark down all the important notes. Okay, so without ado, let us continue. So let us first talk about the regular quiz first. Now, for the regular quiz, okay, most of you done quite good, but some of you do need more revisions in Chapter 6. And for Chapter 6, okay, many of you maybe already forgot some of the digestion part. So please do some revisions in it, okay, because it is also the coverage of our uniform tests. So some of the misconception that I can see is that for example, maybe the first question, the hydrochloric acid in the stomach helps denature the protein and kill the microbes. Of course, during the digestion, okay, we have mentioned that actually the stomach, it is acidic, okay. They do contain, okay, the gastric juice. So in this case, the pH inside the stomach, it would be around, okay, 2 to 3. So in this case, okay, as it is quite low, the pH, so in this will denature the protein. Of course, you may ask the question, sir, if the protein is denatured, how can we absorb, or how can we later on we do the conversion? Actually, the denatured protein is one of the ways for the enzymes to work on that. Okay, so once the protein has been denatured, the pepsin will do the conversion, converts those denatured protein into the peptide. Okay, so the pepsin inside, sorry, the protein, it will convert into pepsin. Sorry, under the pepsin, the protein will be converted into the peptide. Okay, so the although, okay, the gastric juice provide an acidic environment, such an um, acidic environment, it do, okay, really helps the denatures of protein and also kill the microbes. Okay, so therefore the answer here, it would be true. Now next, okay, the pancreatic lipase is the most active, okay, at low pH. Okay, for the pancreatic lipase. So pancreatic lipase, where we can find it, we will find it in the small intestine. So if you still remember that in the small intestine, what will be the pH? So if you still remember that, actually the small intestine, it would be around pH 7 to 8. Okay, so mostly it would be around 8. So in this case, okay, we will say that, okay, if it is at a low pH, actually the pancreatic lipase should not be active. So in this case, the answer should be false. Next, the pancreas, okay, secrete enzymes that digest carbohydrates and protein and also the lipid. Now, actually, for pancreas, okay, it is one special organ. In Cantonese, we call it yi. Wait a second, I forgot how to write. Okay, the uh, word. Let me search. Uh, okay, yes, it should be somewhere in this. Okay, E. Okay, now, uh, pancreas, it is a very special organ, and this organ, it will help us a lot of things. And one of the things is that they will secrete the enzymes. And remember, it is the only organ that will secrete enzyme to digest all, okay, carbohydrates, protein, and also the lipid. Is it clear for that? So in this case, the statement here actually it is true. Okay. So next, okay, then okay, we will move on to the chemical digestion. Uh, I mean, whether the chemical digestion start in the stomach. Okay, so in this case, starts meaning that the first step for us to have the chemical digestion. Okay, this question. So remember where or which part of our body they have the digestion already. It of course it should be our mouth cavity. So the mouth cavity should be the first organ for us to have the chemical digestion. Is that okay? So in this case, okay, we can see that, okay, the statement it mentioned in the stomach. So meaning that the statement, it should be false. Okay. Next, peristalsis happens only in the esophagus. So still remember, will the peristalsis only happens in the esophagus? You have learned it related to the absorptions. So will our small intestine to undergo peristalsis? Of course, it will. Okay, so in this case, the peristalsis also appear, okay, in where? In the small intestine. So in this case, this should be also false. Now then, okay, we move on to the structural question. Now, here we have the first part, which would be we're talking about, okay, whether why, okay, we will have the or if we have the gallstone, what will be the problems? Okay. Now, first of all, gallstone, it is located in the gallbladder. So can anyone tell me what is the function of the gallbladder? So the gallbladder actually the major function is to store the bile juice. While for the liver, it is the one that produce the bile. Okay, so the gallbladder, okay, it is just or just an organ, just temporary store, okay, the bile. But then for the liver, it is the one that made the bile. So now this gallstone, it is located in the duct inside the gallbladder. So the gallstone will block, it will block the duct of the gallbladder. So in this case, okay, we can see that, okay, or the bile duct it should be, sorry, okay. So in this case, okay, so the gallstone, it is some like it's like a kind of stone, okay, which is or a type of substance that develop or accumulate inside the gallbladder and the bile duct. So the gallstone may block, okay, the flow of the bile. So in this case, then we need to think about what is the function of the bile. Now, For the functions of the bile, we are talking about how it helps in the physical digestion. So bile is a substance that will help in our physical digestion. Which process that it will help? It would be the emulsification. Now, the emulsifications, it refers to the ideas that we try to turn or convert the lipid into some oil droplet. Okay, so with all these informations, okay, so we can try to interpret or we can try to work on the idea of, the questions below. So now, in this case, okay, let us quickly have a look here. Now, describe how the digestion of food will be affected, okay, if the bile duct of a patient is blocked by the gallstone. Now, digestion of food. So meaning that what we are trying to think is which type of food substance has been affected. Now, if you look at here, actually less bile, meaning that there will be less fat can be broken down into droplet or emulsify the fat into the droplet. So in here, okay, we will first write down, okay, because it's blocked. So this means that the starting point, okay, every time we're just writing, for biology, we are like writing the stories. So we need to maybe follow, okay, the first, the last part of the question. Now, okay, the blockage of gallstone leads to the reduction of bile deliver to the small intestine. Okay, then, okay, what is for that functions? Okay, which emulsify fats into droplet. So the surface area of the fats, okay, for the digestion, actually, it will be increased or reduced, or uh, we do not like we apply the bios comparing to the time or the the moment, okay, that we have the bio. Of course, the surface area, okay, surface area of the fats for digestion by the lipase will be remained small or decreased comparing to normal. Okay, now then, okay, the rates of fat digestion, because we are trying to look for the digestion of food. So in this case, the rates, so the things that, or the food substance that is affected, it will be the fats, okay? So in this case, the rate of fat or the lipid, okay? The lipid digestion will be decreased. Okay? So this gives us a brief outline, okay, on it. Now, the second question, okay, B, okay. So now we have the gallstone. Okay, now the gallstone may also block the pancreatic duct. Okay, so suggests why this could lead to digestion of tissues of the pancreas. So in this case, now we have the gallstone here. Okay, we got the maybe this is the duct. Okay, now we got the gallstone. So in this case, okay, um the gallstone, okay, block the pancreatic duct. So in this case, this is the pancreatic duct. This is the gallstone. Okay, so now in this case, any pancreatic juice can be released from the stone. I mean through the stone. No. So in this case, all the juice will be retained in the pancreas. In the pancreas. Now, as it retained in the pancreas, so when we try to accumulate more and more, accumulate more and more, then what would be the problem, or what would be the things that happening? Is that inside the pancreatic juice, there is some enzymes. What would be the enzymes? The pancreatic juice, it do contain some digestive enzymes. And these digestive enzymes, for example, the protease, actually, it will digest the tissue of the muscle inside the pancreas because the muscle in the pancreas, it do contain protein. So in this case, okay, the digestion of the tissue will lead towards to the damage or the digestion of the pancreas. Okay, so in this case, okay, the pancreatic juice accumulate in the pancreas due to the blockage of pancreatic duct. Then, okay, the pancreatic juice contain some what we call digestive enzyme, which leads to the digestion of tissue. Is it clear? Now, then, okay, the next one, okay. Now, this time we try to do some surgery. We try to do what we call the gastric bypass surgery. And this one, actually, it is similar to the exam, okay, that you had last year. So the surgery, it will help the obese people to lose the weight. So in the surgery, the stomach is divided into two unequal parts. So one, it would be the smaller one, we call it the pouch. And the other one, it would be a larger one that was sealed, meaning that we would not have any food that goes towards to the large pouch. But then, okay, later on, we will cut, okay, some part of our ileum so that it will be directly connected to us to the small pouch. So in this case, okay, this create what we call a bypass. That means a channel that is bypass the both some like the large part of the stomach and also the duodenum. So meaning that the bypass of the large stomach, it will lead to the reduction in something. The bypass of the larger stomach, actually, we will have the bypass of the or reduction in digestion of protein. Apart from that, okay, for the duodenum, it will reduce the digestion of both duodenum. It would be something. Okay, what would be it? Okay, the digestion of good. Okay, the protein, carbohydrates, and also the lipid. So as the digestion in these few things, okay, is reduced. So in this case, the energy intake. So why it can lose weight. So every time when we try to talk about why we will lose weight or why we will gain weight, then in this case, we need to compare the energy intake. Right, the energy intake and also the energy output. So in this case, the energy intake, it will be bigger than the energy output. Sorry, should be smaller, my bad. Smaller than the energy output. So these lead to the losing of the weight. So if you look at the answer over here, so there are quite a numbers of acceptable answer. First, okay, we have maybe you will become full, tend to eat less. So in this case, we will have the less energy intake. So now you will see every questions, or I mean every answer in this question. Once we talk about losing weight or gaining weight, we will talk about the energy intake and also the energy expenditure or the energy output. Okay, so we will do the comparison. Okay, and this will give you 1 mark for the answer. So remember, okay, remember that. Okay, so if whenever you try to mention or whenever you try to talk about the energy, or whether you have the obese or you have the overweight or you have the underweight, then in this case you need to have this statement. It is a key statement for you to convert all those ideas. Okay, so this would be the debriefing on the quiz. So afterward, okay, so I would like you to take out your handouts that is related to the comparison table or the chapter 6 handouts that I give it to you. Okay, so related to the some adaptive features and also their corresponding functions. So now I'm pretty sure that okay, you have already completed all the parts that is related to this handout. And I want to go through the answer with you so that this can help you to understand, okay, or to make a summary on what would be the absorption pathway. Now, we will separate the idea, I mean, the first substance into 2 types. First, the water-soluble one and the lipid-soluble one. Now, for the water-soluble one, it will be go through or it will be passed towards to the bloodstream, okay, inside the villi. So it will be the bloodstream inside the villi. Okay, then okay, afterward, okay, these bloodstream in the villi will go through what we call the hepatic portal vein. Next, the hepatic portal vein, it will goes towards to a specific organ, okay, and that organ we call it the liver. Now, next, okay, the liver would do, for example, the detoxification, or maybe convert those excess, for example, like the carbohydrates into glycogen, okay, or maybe into a lipid, etc. Then later on, okay, the liver will pass through a special vein, and we call it the hepatic vein. Now then, okay, the hepatic vein, it will pass through a special vein, or we will say that the big channels towards to the heart, it would be the vena cava. So the vena cava will collect all the blood, okay, from the vein and then transport, okay, towards to our heart. Okay, so this would be the absorption pathway, okay, for the water-soluble food substance. Then we will move on to the lipid-soluble food substance. Now, the lipid soluble food substance, it will be related, okay, towards to the lactose. The starting point, it would be the lactose in our villi. Now, the lactose in our villi, it would be um, uh, uh, directly goes towards to a special channel. We call it the lymph, okay, the lymph vessel, okay, the lymph vessel of our body, okay. So the lactose, it will goes towards to the lymph vessel. Of our body, okay. Then next, afterward, okay, we will goes, okay, to have the it will directly goes towards to a special vein, or we call it the vena cava. It will be gathered in the vena cava. Then lastly, the vena cava will goes towards to the heart. Okay, so please help me to cross these two out. Sorry for that. Maybe accidentally some typo mistake. Okay, so this would be a short pathway comparing to the water soluble as food substance. Okay, so in this case, okay, this gives us a brief idea. Okay, how our lipid soluble food substance, they will go. Okay, so they will pass through towards to the lymph, and then later on it will be goes towards to the vena cava, and then they will regather. Okay, that means what means regather? Meaning that those, okay, lipid, okay, will then, okay, regather back towards to the vena cava, or with the water soluble substance in the vena cava, and these will be directly pumped towards to the heart. Okay, now I have a question. Okay, why can't we directly connect, okay, or why can't we have the lipid, okay, molecules directly towards to the liver? Now remember, okay, for liver, it is quite difficult for them to do the conversion of lipid or the lipid soluble food molecules. So in this case, once, okay, we have a lot of lipid get into the liver, this will overload the liver, and this will give us a disease, and which we will have the fatty liver, okay, 脂肪肝. Okay, so this will be a big problem, okay, once, okay, we have this disease, okay. So now normally, our lymph, okay, or the lymph vessel, they will later on become, okay, milky, okay, after a diet that is full of fats, because it is full of lipid, okay, so that's the appearances of the lymph, okay, or the lymph vessel, it will be a little bit milky, okay. So then, okay, for the classwork, okay, for the classwork, I would like you to try to work on, okay, maybe the remaining time, I would like you to try to work on the classwork, okay, the last question of the classwork. Now, this question, it is from 2020 DSE, and I want you to quickly, okay, work on it, and I will later on record a videos and to talk about it with you. But I want you to try to work on, because it is a question that is cross topic with the chapter 5 and also chapter 4, the enzymes chapter. So in this case, I want you to try to think about and have a look on this question. Not too difficult, and please help me to complete it in the remaining time. Is it clear for that? Thank you.